Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Predator and MaNa here on Heartbreak Ridge. I saw this game was on Heartbreak Ridge and featured MaNa, and I said, I've cast a lot of interesting games on Heartbreak Ridge, so let's go ahead and pick this one. Left side of the map, we have from TSL, it is the Yellow Zerg player Predator. And on the right side of the map, from the same clan, it is MaNa. Fan favorite man, fan favorite Polish MaNa. I assume his teammates Polish. They're probably speaking Polish to each other, which I don't know how many Polish fans I have. I assume there are at least 2 or 3. And usually MaNa cast gets some attention from those Polish fans too. So if you want to translate this for me, that'd be cool. You can talk about it in the comments. I do read every comment anyone has ever made on my channel, so keep that in mind. But yeah, some ZVP. I said also, I don't know that I've seen MaNa play a ZVP on the channel yet. Definitely seen him in some TVPs, which is a lot of fun. And I think a couple PvPs maybe as well. But have I done a ZVP with MaNa in Brood War? Can't say that I have. Definitely in StarCraft 2. Definitely StarCraft 2, as he's one of the players that really successfully transitioned from Brood War to StarCraft 2. I don't feel like the list is super long, but MaNa had a super long career in the game. Was he selected for Nation Wars? Oh no! Now I have to look. Nation Wars Poland. Search. Nation Wars Poland was involved in. Wait, that's not what I want at all. Google, hey, knock it off, dude. No, that's the wrong thing. I just want... No, stop. I just want Nation Wars. Anyway, the conversations are happening, boys. There's a lot of conversations happening here. Okay, fine. Nation Wars 2019. Boy, are they chatty. Either way, pull first tier out of Predator in a way to help the Vespian gas harvesting later be awesome. Oh, I played a ladder game, you guys. Are you proud of me? Played a ladder game on the Brood War, and I got Marine SCV All-End. It was rough. It was a rough experience to experience. I saw the Marine coming across. I didn't see all the Marines. Ooh, got the hatch down. Nicely done, by the way. That is not easy to do when there is an annoying probe trying to stop that from happening. Okay, so Poland. Oh, yeah, he did. Yay! Laser, MaNa, Nurcio, and Sol. Fantastic. So still qualifying for major events is MaNa in 2019. This guy, so good at StarCraft. He's just been around for so long. Such a great representation of what StarCraft should be. Played Brood War so well for so long, and then StarCraft 2, and got a bunch of lings out trying to kill this probe, which eventually I suppose they should be able to do. And, yeah, just back home, just Forge Fast expanding is MaNa. Nothing too crazy over there either. So, man, slowlings are so aggressively, just ridiculously slow. Ooh, if you stop, though, that's not good. Oh, he's not even getting speed. Oh! No, MaNa, you shouldn't have lost that probe. Glupio Blobloi. I have no idea what that says. Maybe it's like, I got your probe, sucker. That's what he's trying to say, talking smack to MaNa. Yeah, so the no gas is an indication of a third base. So that's a quick third. Which, again, the quick expansion for MaNa means you can't really punish this, as it turns out. So nothing too crazy there either. All right, all right. So moving across the map with the lings, really shouldn't be able to get anything done here at all. This cannon is super annoying. There's your first gateway coming up. Boy, that's your first gateway coming up. Yeah, either way, the lings are not interested in trying to get in there. The Overlord sees what we're dealing with, and just, you're getting hit. Bam, 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 bam. And I don't know how many lings would make it through. I think maybe at least 1, possibly 2. But did they kill that probe? Oh, there's a probe down here. Got sniped too. Nicely done. All right, Predator's doing this pretty well. Predator's acquitting himself for a guy I've never heard of before. That's cool. I'm down. Overlord scouts in and says, incredibly greedy play out of MaNa. His Cybercore is just now getting started at the 4-minute mark. And boy, are these never my games in StarCraft. It's just like early attacks all the time, which I suppose I could learn how to handle, but I'd have to cast more games where that's the case. And I promised another cheese compilation for Brood War, so that's a thing. Certainly is. Lair coming up. Really a fan of the Lair. Did he skip Metabolic Boost? I think he skipped Metabolic Boost to go for a quick Lair. Hot diggity, Predator. He's basically reading what MaNa is doing and trying to out-greedy him. That's incredible. That's just like... Yes, indeed. All right, what are we working on here? Simulator coming up. Stargate opening, nothing too crazy for MaNa, for a couple Corsairs, or might go for a lot of Corsairs. I don't know. This probe's like, you know what? These lings don't have speed. So It's on the way now. It wasn't delayed forever, but my gosh, it takes forever to come in. So this probe can scout and try to see. You're going to go for a Spire here. You're going to go for a Hydralisk Den after a Lair, which would be kind of weird. And at this stage, it looks like it's just going to be a Spire. So you get those Scourge so you can handle the Corsair that are soon to be coming across the map and trying to kill your stuff. Specifically your Overlords, because, you know, Corsairs can't shoot down. If they could, they'd be really good. So there's the Spire. Again, probe scouts it because there's no metabolic boost. But on the trade-off, you do have a third base running. So, hey, take your trades where you can get some, I suppose. Overlord's still not really worried about anything coming out of that gateway to kill him. There's no Dragoons, but again, Corsair's on the way. And a Citadel of a Dune. This kind of feels like a Corsair Dark Templar opening from MaNa. Keep an eye on that. If he goes for a Templar Archives here, we'll have a generally good idea of what he's working on. Bunch of Lings coming out from Predator, though. Hot dang. Can he get through this? Can he? I don't know. Additional walling coming up. MaNa caught a glimpse of that. And he was like, you know, that's a lot of Lings outside. God, Predator has to get something done here or he's just going to die. That's the problem with this from early stuff from Zerg, is if they go for the super aggression, this should be drones, but it's not. And oh no! That's not a wall! Oh, the Lings are trying to take down the cannon. If they get the cannon, that's huge. They get the cannon! They got the cannon. That's huge. There's 2 Zealots here and a bunch of probes. Probes are getting picked off because they're forced to fight on the front lines here. Zealots getting free shots, which is nice. The Lings are like, you know what? No, we're getting out of here. We're running into your main. This is so much lost mining time from MaNa. This is beautiful. Out of Predator. This is what he needed to happen. He needed to get this. A ton of lost mining time. Look at these probes not working right now. Bunch of probes dying. The Zealots trying to catch these guys in vain. Additional Corsairs in production to try to deal with the Lings inside your main base. I guess, dude, MaNa, get back to work. Where is his micro right now? I mean, killing that Overlord was nice, but... oh boy. Alright, so the Lings get taken down. They go... oh, MaNa, that was a long time for your probes not to be working, friend. It was. Additionally, we got some Scourge to try to deal with the Corsairs. Some Mutalisks on the follow-up here because, again, there is no defense at all. Cannon coming up at the main base, but no cannon in the natural. Oh, the Scourge trying to get one of them here. The Mutas decide to go for the attack. If you want to come... I like this! Out of Predator! If you want to come kill these Mutas, you got to come through us first. Hot dang, MaNa's in a absolute world of hurt right now. He is forced to flee with all of his probes to his natural base, oversaturating that base, losing probes that remain behind at the main. Definitely a mistake there. And there's one Corsair, 2 Corsairs with a cannon kind of defending the natural mineral line. Oh, you can't just lose your main. You can't just lose your Nexus like this. He's thinking about it. What is that? Ooh, Templar Archives coming up. Remember what I said? Templar Archives? Yeah. There's that. Dragoons here to deal with the Scourge quite nicely. And the Muta stacking up a little bit here, taking some Corsair shots. Looking a little pink and purple there, guys. Got to get on out. Dragoons and Corsairs together are just the bane of Mutalisk's existence. Something I experienced again when I was playing with people on the, not on the ladder, but a 4v4 on Big Game Hunters on one of my streams recently here on YouTube. If you haven't been seeing those, by the way, you should check them out. Anyway, yeah. I went Mutalisk on Big Game Hunters because all the Zergs do, but boy, was the other team ready for it. They had Goliaths with Charon boosters, they had Dragoons, they had Corsairs, and I was like, ow, 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 and my Mutas did not do very well. It was a direct counter. All right, the meantime, Predator just kind of hanging out. He's got 68 total supply. He's working on macro hatches. He's got one here at the natural base. He's tossing up a Hydralisk Den. Oh, I kind of like a Hydralisk Den versus this. There's a lot of resources sunk into Corsairs here. And a ton of Hydras versus this Archon Dragoon thing for sure would be incredible. Meanwhile, Zealots try to move across the map and they die. Lings spreading to every which direction, trying to make sure there are no sneaky bases that have been taken by MaNa here. But at this point, I kind of feel like it is Predator's game to lose, which, hey, it could be Predator's game to lose, you guys. That's why we watch StarCraft. We don't just watch the first 10 minutes and say, well, someone's ahead, so clearly they're going to win. But a 20 supply lead for Zerg at 9 minutes is so bad. It is so bad for Predator. I mean, for MaNa, it's good for Predator. It's actually good for him. Woo! Got a splash damage hit off there on those Mutas. There's 11 of them. They are scary. They are scary Mutalisk, but just scouting around trying to see what's up, and definitely saw the Templar Archives is still here, and definitely recognized that there are Dark Templar in production and moving across the map now with his blade swinging right next to his legs, man, and his toes. Like, if you know what you're doing with that, oh look, it switches hands. Go the other way, DT. Look, oh, the weapon switches hands totally. That's kind of cool. Somebody mentioned that the other day. It was actually the Carbot skin version of a DT does the same thing. Yep, now it's in the right hand. That's so cool. All right, this DT is dead, though. Goodbye, DT. We knew thee well. Wait, hold on. Getting chased. There's Overlords here, so yeah, he's not getting anywhere. Scourge are just waiting for Corsairs to come out of the main base if they can. The Jukes! The Jukes! But the Deads. DT death sound is always so cool. All right, so man, 3 base and Zerg. Going for the Hydra follow-up is just such a choice that I approve of immensely here. Is he working on Storm? No. So he's going to try to go for this Archon, Dragoon, Corsair, Zealot thing against a large Hydra army, which does not seem ideal if you're MaNa, but MaNa has found himself in tougher situations than this and actually survived. Speed is on the way for the Zealots, but it's going to take a while. If he can get that... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Flee! And then they do. Everybody flees. Yeah, just keeping the Corsairs inside the main base is a victory for Predator. They want to be out. They want to be killing Overlords like that one, and like this one, and like that Mutalisk, and like other Overlords that might exist in other places on the map. But Hydraling is ready to rock, working on missile attack, working on range for the Hydralisks too, and Flyer Carapace to make the Scourge a little bit tankier. And the Mutas too, but the Scourge especially is to take extra hits to be killed by a Corsair, is the general concept. So at this point, Predator's like, you know, if you just want to stay on 2 bases, I am okay with this. But the problem is, the more you let the Protoss tech up, the more comfortable he's going to be. Especially if he gets Storm, but he's not getting Storm, which makes me feel like I'm not sure he's aware that Hydralisks are coming. He can't scout. He's trying to move observers out, would just be seen by the Overlords that are everywhere with the spread. Alright, Scourge taking down a couple of the Corsairs, but several Scourge dying in the process. Nice target firing out of MaNa there. Not too shabby, coach. And, yeah, I don't know what else to say here. It's just going to be Corsairs. It's going to be High Templar, but without Storm? He would have turned these into Archons if he didn't have Storm. Hold on, did he get Storm and I didn't see it? Entirely possible. He's not going to waste them on the Mutas, I don't think. But a lot of Hydras. Oh my gosh, so many Hydras. Coming from all directions. The Zealots do have legs, though. And there's your Storm. Oh my gosh, I'm so wrong. Sorry, guys. I was way off on this. Hydra trying to pick off the Archons and make it harder for the Mutas to, or harder for everybody else to get stuff done versus these Mutas. Yeah, engagement's top side, bottom side here. Archons and Dragoons holding their own to some extent right now. Hydra's trying to snipe down the High Templar, so no future Storms are possible, but dang. Gotta say, MaNa acquitted himself quite well there. His army is still pushing out. The Mutas keep dying to these Corsairs, which is really annoying. Additional Hydras keep pushing up, and the Storm is ready, though. Man, should have sniped off that High Templar when he could have, and he did eventually get it, but after taking Storm directly to the face there. Bad stuff. Bad stuff for sure. Alright, where are we? We got the Scourge, we got the Hydras continuing to produce Hydralisks and drones, and Lurkers on the way, these Lurker eggs. Which you may have noticed, but I did not just until now, and I saw them on the production tab. Observatory on the way for MaNa, who's got to start getting that detection up immediately, and he might have to hold back until the Lurkers show up. 2. 4th hatch done. 4th mining location done for Predator. It's not gas, which I'm surprised by. Would have thought he would have maybe tried... Oh, it's so hard to get a 4th for gas, though. You have to go here, which is really close to the Protoss, or here, which is just main thoroughfare dangerous, or here, which is, again, very close to the Protoss. I guess here is not a bad idea, but that's a really long rush distance if you're trying to get there from the main. So here we go. Lurkers brewing on in, and at this stage, there are no observers out. There's one in production. But they're getting nice free spine hits off, and that is zoning out the army. Great Storm on those Lurkers, though, killing one of them quite nicely. These Lurkers need to move up and start harassing this front door immediately. Hold position Archons are great for Hydras to take down. Oh my gosh, the Archons get sniped. Pulling back. Another High Templar gets sniped here too. Predator's playing this really, really well. Hydra's fighting. Lurker spines on top of everything, but he has to just go for it. The Lurkers are tearing through the Zealots, but they're also taking the Lurkers with them before they go down. Oh, that was a huge hit. And one more. Nope, not one down. That's a lot of dead lurkers, ladies and gentlemen. But Predator has been macroing behind this. It's 99 to 93 supply. He has the lead. He's got this income at the 4th base, which is hugely important for him. He's got Lings in the mix here. 2 upgrades for the Protoss are +2 attack. Nothing else on the board here. Lings are not upgraded whatsoever. And Hydras do have the +2 missile attack, which they share with the Lurkers, as all missile attack units have. Hive on the way from Predator. We are going to get Hive tech here. Corsairs finding an Overlord and murdering him. Lings, Hydras, Lurkers coming up to see what they can do here. And I just with the Storm? Although there are no High Templar with this composition. So, oh boy. Man, I might just be backed into a corner here, boys. Yeah, Lurkers burrowing in. Lings on top of everything. Lurkers spining on top of stuff here too. Hydras and Lings popping up. I think they might just be stuck. There is a way to get home if you want, I guess. But he really needs this 3rd base. And Predator really doesn't want to let him have it. That's been... Oh, the Lurker spines are set up in such a perfect position. This base needs to be canceled. Observer picked out of the sky. That Observer is still alive. Detection is still here for MaNa. And as long as that's the case, he might not be in that bad of a situation. Hydra count thinning out. Whoa! 3 Lurkers down in a single storm. And by golly, MaNa backs out of an impossible situation by keeping his Observer. Lurker with 3 kills down. Nexus comes up. It's a little bit injured, but otherwise okay. But guess who's here? A million Zerglings and Hydras and Lurkers. 94 to 89 total supply. MaNa is macroing as hard as he can, but so is Predator. And Lurker's burrowing in again. Honestly, the priority here really should just be kill the Nexus, if you can. These things need to get engaged now. I mean, do they? They should, and they are. Adrenal Glands is on the way for them. +1 attack, too, which is going to be nice. Actually, is that +1? Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, taking on that 3rd base while taking another base. I think Predator is just taking it to MaNa here. Again, I consider him an unknown player, but if you know who he is, like, please link me to his Wikipedia page. I would be glad to give him the props that he needs and some kind of like a posted pinned comment on the channel, because he's playing exceptionally well. It all stems from that early attack, that early Ling Hydra attack. Or the early Lings, rather. I guess it was just Zerglings early, Speedlings. They're able to get in here, force a lot of lost mining time, delay the 3rd base, and once the 3rd base is delayed and the Zerg player is on a bunch of bases, bad things happen. What are these? What are you? Oh, they're trying to take down this Protoss temple. I guess for easier access down this way? Sure, why not? The Lings need to get out. That is not an engagement they want to be in. Do they kill anything? No. Just that's the problem with Lings. They're really fast, but if you don't pay attention to them, they will all commit suicide really fast. Oh, Lurker's going to burrow on this high ground. It's going to be really hard to break, although there is Storm. So there's one Storm, but it gets dodged by 2 of the Lurkers, which is nice. Second one comes up, and the Lurkers all die. So MaNa shuts that down hard. Thanks for coming, but Defiler's on the way. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. And Consume being researched. So Predator knows he needs to keep teching. He's 18 minutes into this thing. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Lings and Hydras thinking about heading up this way. Yeah, that's a lot of Zealots. And the Zealots do have, again, the +2 attack. The Storm is really good, but he stormed his own Observer there. Still has another one available. The Lurker isn't going to be able to kill everything by itself and wouldn't be able to anyway because, again, Storms exist. And, yeah, Predator is still up about 20 supply, but he lost that engagement handily. That was just, man, he's had really a couple of great engagements here in the last couple of minutes. But the question is, can he handle Ultralisks, which are on the way? And can he handle Plague? Can he handle Dark Swarm? I don't know if he has a Zealot count to handle Dark Swarm or the Archon count to handle Dark Swarm. This is going to be problematic for him. Deviler coming on in. He has Consume available and some Lings available to suck that energy off of. But Sunken Lurker, actually enough to push away this, again, Gateway army. Everything in here came out of the Gateway. 3rd base on the way for MaNa, but is it too little too late is the question of the cast. Dunno. Overlord has speed. Going to come into the main base. Maybe do some scouting. Nah, he's just hanging out. Passive scouting is what he's into. Predator, again, up at about 25 supply here. Maybe a little bit less. Trying to do math on the stream is always a bad idea. And where are the Defilers? The Defilers are wiggling their way up. They're wiggling their way up for an engagement. Baiting some storms out here, I think. And there's the Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm, Dark Swarm, Dark Swarm. Another Dark Swarm up here would be nice. This is a weird place, kind of. The Dark Swarm. The Dragoons are going to be useless here. But the Zealots, boy, with that +2 attack, doing some serious work here. Defiler down thanks to the splash damage on the Archon, and MaNa wins that battle too. What is even happening right now? That was pretty good stuff, I gotta say, but the Defiler does not manage to escape. There's another one part of this party. Oh, no, the Ling Ultra is good, but with Dark Swarm, it's godlike. And we just don't have it. Lings spreading themselves out. Ultras spreading themselves out. Darting on up. Zerglings on top of these Dragoons, on top of the Archons. And you know what? I'm not sure there's enough splash damage. The wraparound on the backside of the Lings is really good too. Preventing this army from retreating is a massive victory, but no. Takes another angle. High Templar in the mix. Not a priority target, actually. Taking down Dragoons. Look at this High Templar hanging out amongst the Lings. He finally does get taken down. What are the Lings at, upgrade-wise? 1-1. Got our Ultralisk at that 4 armor. As he's working on Anabolic Synthesis, an additional armor upgrade, which does take some time. 143 to 120 supply. I mean, MaNa's been keeping pace here, but he's been consistently 20 supply down on the Zerg for quite some time, starting around the 8-minute mark, which is not where you want to start being down to a Zerg player. And he just hasn't killed a base. He hasn't really been able to bother Predator at all this game. Every time he's tried to venture out in the middle of the map, bad things have happened. What are you doing, Ultralisk? Come on. What are you just A-moving an Ultralisk in there for? What's he going to do by himself? Seriously, he's got 2 HP. And he dead. Another base attempt here. Ah, the drop. Predator says, while the cat's away, the mice will play. You're going to drop here on the main base. A Dark Swarm would just seal the deal here. No Dark Swarm. All right, cool. I guess the defensive Storm is pretty good too, though. But yeah, all those High Templar are dead. Storming himself to try to stay alive is actually working pretty well, but the Ultralisks care a little bit less about that. So the drop getting some stuff done. The top side base does get shut down by Lings in the meantime. The multi-pronged harass here has been pretty good out of Predator. 162 to 105. Yeah, that was massive. That was just... Predator was able to macro up behind that during the attack, shutting down that 4th base entirely. It's got a huge, fast Ultralisk army now. They have Anabolic Synthesis coming into the 3rd base. And what is here to defend? There is a High Templar, 2 High Templar with Storm. And there's 1 Storm. 2 Storms. The Ultras are just eating them. Nom, 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 nom. Delicious, delicious Psionic Storm. And this base, I don't know, man. Can MaNa save it is the question of the day. He gets Ultras into that mineral line. It's going to be a bad place to be. And that is it. MaNa! I've only seen that used as profanity before with a question mark, though. I don't understand that. Oh, yeah. And then a huge drop in the main, by the way. That's happening, too. Bunch of cracklings. As we mentioned previously, they are getting adrenal glands. Boy, MaNa taken down by Predator. No GG, but I don't know. I feel like these guys are teammates. They probably were talking to each other in person as that game was wrapping up and let each other know. MaNa probably said GG just out loud, you know, which is nice. Which is really nice. Whoo-wee. All right. What a match. Hit that like button, by the way, if you appreciated it, because, man, Predator took down MaNa. How many people clicked on this video and expected MaNa to lose? By a show of hands. Yeah, that's what I thought. Man, Predator's macro is incredible. 157 supply. Upgrades, tech switching, Dark Swarm. No Plagues. I don't think Plague was researched, but, man, keeping MaNa on 2 bases for that long and sniping down his 3rd base at the 22-minute mark. And never losing a hatchery as well. Just consistent production. Consistent production here. Man, incredible stuff. All right. Good stuff here indeed. I mean, just The drops are great. The multi-pronged harass was great. He ate some storms. He lost some engagements, but one more than he lost. And really, if you can keep your bases alive as Zerg, you've won about 80% of the battle against Protoss. You have. He had the drone count. He had the army. He had the Ultralisks versus the no Reavers at all. And it's really hard to deal with Ultralisks if you don't have Reavers, especially if they have the armor, and they did. So good stuff. Great job by Predator. I have to cast more of him in the future. I shall make note of his name. Overall, 204,000 points for Predator, 156,000 for MaNa. 622 Zerg units produced is a lot of units produced. Ended up killing 154 of MaNa's 202 units, which is bad for him. And then, yeah, just keeping MaNa on 2 bases for as long as he did. It shows up here, right? Just 5,000 more gas mined, 12,000 more minerals mined, and a total spent a ridiculous and a crushing 18,000 more resources spent. Falcon, is that right? I think it's right. I think my math is accurate there, but please let me know in the comments if it's wrong, and we'll talk about it. All right, well, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.